Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Christmas in July layout for the Christmas in July YouTube hop organized by my friend Becky, The Creative Life. Her link is below, as well as the next person on the hop I just got this layout in by the skin of my teeth, so thank you so much, Becky, and everyone, for accommodating me. I finished my work marathon on Thursday noon, so I am actually recording this Friday afternoon after the deadline. And so I do apologize if you can hear the fans and the air conditioning. We have one of the hottest days of the summer, and of course when we get heat we get humidity, so I can't turn anything off while I'm recording. So today I'm working on the food portion of my album. And the layout that I've done today, in all honesty, oh gosh, I'm not really sure I like it. I got this lovely idea. I was watching a video by Becky actually yesterday, and she was doing some lovely paper strips, and they were absolutely gorgeous, and her layout was gorgeous, and I said, there you go, you just solved one of my problems for my Christmas layout. And then later in the day, I was watching a layout by Victoria Marie, and she was doing something similar, although a little bit more linear. So these are quite old photos. I put here circa 1961, somewhere around there. These are two different years for sure. And as you can see, I'm using the original photos. And so they are a little bit almost sepia. They have that sort of yellowish tone to them. So I sort of wanted to work in those types of colors to give it a little bit of a vintage feel. That was my idea behind it. And then the paper strips. Once I had that down, I really didn't quite know where I was going to go with this. I had these two photos. I cut them down quite a bit. They were originally probably square, not quite 4 by 4. I think maybe something like 3.5 by 3.5. So I matted them on this sort of teal color that is in this lovely paper. And then just to give a little bit of contrast and definition so the photos would stand out a little bit, I double matted them on a red and white diagonal stripe paper. Now, all of these lovely papers under here, I used 4 different 6 by 6 papers, and I cut strips, some 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch strips, laid them all down sort of a little bit off center, so that I would have the sort of central area that had paper, but then, you know, the ends would be all a little bit different lengths. And then once I had that down, I wasn't too sure. So then I got out this black washi, because I said, you know what, okay, that's going to make everything stand out a little bit. I put that down, and I said, oh, that it was getting a little bit better. As I was going, it was getting a little bit better. I popped the photos up on foam tape to give a little bit of a shadow and a little bit more, so they didn't get too lost on the background. I inked all the edges here in a green ink. It's a Stampin' Up! Ink Pear Pizzazz. And then I said, okay, this still needs to stand out. I need some more black. So I decided to cut a little bit, 1/2 inch off 2 sides of my cardstock and mount it on a black and white paper, which of course I gutted so that I could still use the paper for another project. And then I said, okay, well, I'm not quite sure, so I'm just going to I'm just gonna pile stuff on here, so I don't know. Tell me what you think. So I got some Chamel wood buttons out, and I put these. So my title, The Good Stuff. I was looking for a way to put dinner, Christmas dinner, family dinner, but I didn't have the black letters or thickers that I wanted. So I said, you know what? And this was already made for me in the Vicky Boutin field note. So I said, there you go, or kaleidoscope. I can't remember which of the two it is. The Good Stuff. So I had this little spot that needed filling and this spot that needed filling. So I figured they were just perfect for that title. And then that left some little awkward gaps, and I just filled them in with a wood button here. This is from the Chamel Christmas Magic. This is from the Chamel Christmas Magic, as is this. Then I had these arrows, the freckled fawn arrows, so I just put that here, so that sort of completes this little area. Put one here, so that these sort of went in a little bit of a triangle. My wood buttons go in a little bit of a triangle. Then I put a couple of enamel dots. This little Polaroid, because it really goes with the times. We did actually have one of these Polaroid cameras way back when. And this is when I was very young. That's why I'm saying circa 61. One here, I might be 4 years old, 5 years old. I'm evidently older here. And we lived in Toronto when I was quite young. So my grandparents, who were here in Quebec, about 3 hours north of Montreal. So for them to come and visit us, it was about a nine-hour drive. And then my uncle, my mom's brother, lived in those days in Quebec City. So one year at Christmas, my grandparents would come to us in Toronto, and the other year they would go to my uncle's, and then we would have some family friends who were also, my father is Irish, and he emigrated from Ireland, and he was the only one of his family who emigrated. So he had no family here in Canada, but some other friends who were also immigrants from Ireland would join us. So there was a little bit of a grouping of friends. So this particular photo would be the year after this one. And I'm sort of thinking maybe 60, 61, 61, 62. I'll have to ask my mom. But all about the Christmas dinner. And here, I guess, my feeling is here we must all be saying grace. And in both cases, I'm also supposing that my dad is taking the photo, since he is not in the photo. So there you go. At the end of the day, a fairly simple layout. I put a few little splatters here from Shimmers. It's a Shimmers in tinsel. Not sure I like that. I don't think in the end, now that I had put this bolder black everywhere, I don't think I really needed the splatters, and it maybe makes everything look a little bit messy, but there you go. A vintage 60s, 70s looking page for that time of my life. By today's standards, I'm not sure that I love it, but it's done. It's in the album. It's recorded, and I have quite a few gaps to fill in because these two pages, which are already done, are quite recent. This is from 2013, and I've shared this page before. One of our new Christmas traditions that we have now with these very, very large sea scallops, a Christmas delicacy. And then I've recorded this as well, which this is more work related when we do some food that's been ordered. And this particular one was, I think, in 2011, and the 12 here, unless it's 2012, or the 12 might be from a Journal Your Christmas prompt on the 12th. I don't remember at this point either which of that it might be, but this is a very simple 6x8 page. And then I have quite a few. Now I'm going to have to go back into my mom's photos. I'm going there tomorrow, and I think maybe I'm going to spend some time going through some photos and seeing whether I can find some more Christmas dinners when I was a little bit older, and then I will go back into the years that I was married as well to see whether I can see the traditional dinner that my husband used to love. So the turkey with the parsnips and the roasted chestnuts that we actually did in my fireplace. So I do need to get that recorded. So we sort of so far have the first page in that category. Maybe not the last, but close to the end page. And then here I have a few photos here of an entree, a lovely new tradition at my nephew's on the 24th that I'm going to record, which started maybe about 7 or 8 or 9 years ago now. On Christmas Eve we do the big Italian feast, and this is going to be a fun photo that I'm going to record about me getting ready for my work marathon of December, where I cook up a storm late November, early December, so that I have food to eat during the Christmas marathon. So there you go. We're talking about food today in my Christmas in July. Tell me, what kind of food traditions do you have? Have you scrapped your Christmas dinners? Do you do it on Christmas Day? More on Christmas Eve? What traditional foods do you eat? I would love to hear about your Christmas dinner, Christmas brunches, whatever it is that are lovely food traditions for you and your family. Follow along with the hop for sure to get lots of Christmas inspiration, and I will see you again soon. We have 2 more to go. Next Saturday the 27th, and then Monday the 29th. I will see you soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.